It is another edition of the On the Mic podcast, and coverage for PFL 2024 regular season rolls on. We're currently in week one, looking ahead to week two. As I just told him off air, I believe he is the most interviewed fighter on this podcast, which I'm not mad about because I absolutely love the shit out of him. He is the one and only Clay Collard. Excuse me, Clay. Welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thanks, Bella.
It's not so much a quick turnaround, but I know things didn't go your way in Saudi Arabia. But what led to this? I know you were pretty adamant last time we spoke about, hey, I want to get in this tournament. You know, you want to stay active, you want to fight. Was there any hesitation to get into this tournament?
Not one bit, man. We want to get the bad taste out of our mouth from the last fight. Like you said, it didn't go our way. When you're fighting as often as I am, sometimes you get caught, and that's what happened. So, we're ready to get back in there and shake off this loss and start the tournament and get the year started off with another win. So.
And with all due respect, this is now going back in almost in a sense, everything's a fight. It's a fight. A fight's a fight, right? But going into another tournament, the season style format that you're so used to, and you'll be taking on Patricky Pitbull in Las Vegas on April 12th. With the last two fights not going your way, does this make you even more dangerous coming into familiar territory for yourself and taking on newcomers? And like I said, I know it's a fight, and a fight is a fight, but they're coming now into your backyard, your style of fight.
Yeah, man, I think I'm always dangerous. So I'm used to the tournament. I'm used to fighting often. I kind of know the ropes, so I think that does give me a little bit of an advantage, especially a lot of these guys coming over for Bellator. They're used to fighting once, twice a year, not 4, 5 times. So I think that's definitely going to help in the later rounds of the tournament. Right now, it's the first fight, so everybody's it's an equal playing field for everybody right now. So we're ready to go in and get a win and just get through this tournament.
I would say it would be foolish of anyone out there who looks, on paper, they look, and the last two haven't gone his way. He's taking on Patricky Pitbull, former Bellator champion, brother of Patricio Pitbull, and it would be dumb to overlook you. And it feels like you've gotten to the point where that should never be a question. But do you kind of relish in that and go, all right, I'll be the underdog, I'll play that role?
Yeah, I'm used to being the underdog. It's just something that I'm used to. People always are counting cash this out. So it's just something I've gotten used to. Do I feel like I'm the underdog in this fight? No, not one bit. I don't ever feel like the underdog, even though a lot of people consider me that. So
Well, that's the best part, right? It's always about what everyone else is saying. You get to block that out. I just think it would be foolish for people to come into this event, come into the PFL season, and kind of overlook you, especially given your not only your recent success, but all that you've done, especially in your time with the PFL. Not to talk about bad things though, but were you able to take anything away? I know it was a short fight, but were you able to take anything away from your time over in Saudi Arabia with it inside the cage with AJ McKee, just the whole experience?
you know, um, I feel like yeah, that armbar was funky. He didn't have me in a straight armbar, so I kind of felt safe. And then he kinked it funky with his hip. It was just kind of a weird thing. Even after I tapped, like he was still cranking on it, and my elbow popped a little bit, and I kind of panicked, and I think I tapped a little early. I think maybe I could have popped out of it and kept the fight going if I wouldn't have panicked and been a little patient. So I've just I feel like people think my ground game is a weakness, And so I've been grappling so much recently that I'm just trying to make it to where, if people want to, most people do. So if people try to take me to the ground or get me on the ground, I want them to feel threatened and feel like I'm a danger there, So I have just been putting work in on the ground most of each week, of course, I'm still always keeping my striking sharp, but I've been really focusing just on submission grappling, submission grappling, submission grappling, and I think that's gonna help me not panic in those situations where my arms getting cranked on a little bit. It might it made a funny popping noise, but like I'm okay. So I've been grappling with a lot of black belts. I've been going to 3 different gyms to grapple. So I'm trying to strengthen where people may think.
Well, on that note, coming into fight week, AJ McKee had. I just lost it. Let me see if I can. Can you hear me? Okay. I think I just lost.
Sorry, man, my girl with her car.
It's okay. Yeah,
My
no worries.
girl went out and started a car, and I
All
joined the
good. All
Bluetooth.
good. So I was saying, so coming into that fight week, however, AJ McKee made it kind of a point to say, I may try to start, by standing and striking with him, but eventually I would. Were you expecting at any point that he truly wanted to stand and strike with you?
Well, honestly, man, he started popping off on me a little bit in the first of the round, and I was kind of letting him get off a little bit. Like, okay, just kind of feeling him out, letting him swing on me, kind of feeling him out, and I'm like, yeah, like let's do this, And then right when I went to go, start playing on the feet with him, he shot in and got that takedown. Very, he's a very intelligent fighter, very smart guy. His submission game is great. I fought off the guillotine, and then he tried to put me in the triangle. I fought out of the triangle. I slipped my head out. I was doing all the right things, and like I said, man, I didn't feel like I was in danger because he didn't really have me in like a straight armbar. He kind of kicked it in his hip a little funny, So I was doing all the right things. I was fighting off the submissions in the right way. It's just I left my arm behind a little bit, and I got caught. Like when you're, like I said earlier, when you're fighting as often as I am and as much as I am, like I fight more than anybody I know, like he's fought twice in the past 2 years. I've fought 8, 9, 10 times, so like shit happens sometimes, when you're getting in the cage as often as me. And 8 out of 9 times it doesn't go that way, once in a while it does. So um I'm just ready to move forward. I've been putting in the work. I'm ready to get the bad taste out of my mouth and get back on the winning column,
And you had that opportunity against a guy who excited to ask you about, another former Bellator champion and Patricky Pitbull. That's a guy that definitely, going off of his history, loves to stand and trade. Are you more excited about this? Not to take anything away from all the training that you've been doing and all the work you've been putting in the grappling side of things, but when you have a guy like Patricky Pitbull who has really just always been known for standing and banging. I gotta feel you're welcoming that.
Yeah, man, make my day, you know, I think McGee kind of played a little bit of head games with me, saying like, "Oh yeah, let's bang, let's stand, let's do it," and then the first chance he got, he's getting me on the ground. Like, come on, man. Like, nah. And I think that was a smart move on his part because, uh, you stand on the feet with me for too long, I'm gonna beat you up, man. That's just it's what I do. It's what I'm good at. So, um, yeah, he likes to stand. He likes to bang. I'm hoping he does. I don't think he does for very long. Um, I think we will see him trying to wrestle me first. That's for sure.
What do you make of Patricky as an opponent? And I think I'm done asking you after I think 1,000 interviews. I think I'm done asking you what X fighter's name on your resume does for you, because I think at this point names of your opponents truly don't matter. It's just all about success. And the one quote you told me last year, I'll never forget. It's all about the gold money can't buy for you, which I still love. But what do you make of Patricky as your opponent?
I mean, he's got power. He's really explosive. Um, he waits a lot and looks for his opportunity to land a big shot. So he's not real active. Um, as far as striking goes, he's a little waited out, get a big one. So I think I'm going to be a lot more active than him. I got to watch out for him to pop off and throw those big power shots. Um, yeah, he's a game opponent, man. He's fought the who's who of mixed martial arts, with Benson Henderson. You know, he kind of got worked by the champ, by the champ that failed the drug test, Usman. I think he got worked by Usman with those kicks. So he's definitely dangerous. I hope he tries to stay on the feet with me. I've never really been too worried about heavy hitters. The Crimson Chin. So yeah, I think it's a good matchup. I think it could be a great matchup for the fans if he does decide we're gonna stand and go toes. So it's something I'm excited for. I'll be in the word and we're a week out, baby. It's almost
We
time.
are.
It's almost playtime.
It is almost like time for you. Does it feel good just being back in a normal routine with the PFL and the PFL season and all of that?
Yeah, man. I took a off, not thinking I wasn't gonna fight, and then they threw that fight on me, which I took gladly. So that kind of got me back into the swing of things, and I just kept the train rolling after that loss. I got right back to work. I was like, man, I really don't like the way this feels. So um, I've just kept that ball rolling, and I've kept working and kept training, and I feel like that's the best thing that could have happened. Um, is getting that extra time to get ready for that fight and then just keep the ball rolling. So I feel very confident and very prepared, and I'm in wonderful shape. So yeah, I'm excited for this season to get started, and to have my scheduled fights and get in there and get this work in, baby.
I think an active Clay Collard is the best Collard for all of us. The only disappointing part about this whole thing is 1 week later, the PFL goes to Chicago. Could have seen you in person. Could have seen you fighting live in person. I would have went back to Chicago to see it. But nonetheless, I thank PFL for getting you back on there as soon as they did. Clay Collard, thank you for your time. All the best. I appreciate you as always coming on. I always enjoy our conversation, and glad to see the headspace you're in. Glad to see how quickly you're ready to bounce back. Last one. What should fans expect from you coming into the season?
My fans, man, some bangers, bro. I'm looking to put on some shows. When it's all said and done, that's why I do this is to put on a show for the fans, to entertain. I'm hoping that after this one I can pull the whole gladiator. Are you not entertained? Yeah, I'm looking to put on bangers, man, every time. You know, I feel like the last fight was kind of a letdown. I feel like I let the promotion down. I feel like I let my coaches down. I feel like I let myself down, and I'm ready to get back to who and what I am. So
Well, I'm gonna hold you to that now. If you get a finish here in the fight against Patricky, when you get the mic, you gotta hit us with "Are you not entertained?" I'll be thoroughly disappointed if you don't.
Done, done.
I
You
can't
ain't
wait
gotta
for
tell me twice. You ain't gotta tell
it.
me twice.
It'll be appointment viewing on April 12th, live from Las Vegas. Cassius Clay Collard, thank you so much for the time. All the best, and hopefully we'll catch up after the fight.
Thank you very much, sir.